Alrighty, folks. Hello, and welcome to Speed Gaming, putting on the Final Fantasy Mystic Quest Randomizer tournament. We have an excellent match tonight between farfelu and dinonautdad. This is game one. Game two will be back-to-back with it. My name's Possum Morpheus. I'm joined in the booth by Sir Linkalot. While I'm doing the tracking and two amazing runners in front of us. Sir Linkalot, how are you doing this evening?
I'm doing really good. How about yourself, Possum?
I can't complain, and it wouldn't help, you know?
Yeah, that's true. We've got game one and game two. Like Possum said, we're going to be doing the commentary while them is going to be doing the tracking for both races. So we'll see if one of the racers decides to 2-0 or if we're going to be seeing a game three at a later time.
Yeah, so buckle up because you're stuck with us for like 2 hours. It's really not that bad, I promise.
You say that, but we want to get into the partners we're going to be dealing with this first seed at least.
Okay, well, that's a them problem, not an us problem.
I mean, it's a them problem, but we have to commentate. So, it's going to take time.
Okay, here, I'll solve it real quick. The partners are trash. I'm sorry, not sorry.
I feel like trash is too good for these partners. I feel like that gives trash a bad name. So for everybody watching is wonders how bad are these partners? So Kaylee has heal. That's it. Tristram has fire, thunder, arrow, and blizzard. Phoebe has arrow, cure, and fire. And Ruben is the only one with a wizard spell, or good wizard spell, I guess. Tristram has thunder, but we don't talk about that one. Ruben has arrow, meteor, which he doesn't get until 19. Thunder, and then white, which she gets at 33, which I doubt we're going to be seeing with these flags, and then heal.
Yeah, the TLDR on that is that's real bad. Ruben being your air quote carry is not great. His magic stat is poor, to say the least. And Meteor, it's not flare, but at least it's going to do full damage to Dark King. So if we don't find any good offense for our main character, which is a possibility, because on this flag set you need somewhere between 16 and 32 shards to unlock Dark King with the Sky Coin, we rolled 17, which is a very low number, which means not as much stuff is going to get explored. So we could be seeing some real interesting Dark King fights and even refights from our runners on this one, courtesy of not so great partners, low shard counts, going to be a really testing seed. I would imagine that's something that's going to favor a very much so veteran in farfelu, someone who's won multiple tournaments for Mystic Quest. Not to say dinonautdad is not capable, but this seed on the surface feels like it would favor the favorite.
Yeah, I definitely agree. It has a potential to be a fast seed as well. One thing to note with the shuffled resistances and weaknesses is that silence got rolled into stone. So if we do find a Dragon Claw, not a guarantee with how low these shard counts are, but if we do find a Dragon Claw, you could essentially one-shot every single refight, and we are off to the races.
We do start with Kaylee, which, she's got a big axe, which is great. We also see a Phoebe, which we're picking up. Phoebe gets arrow at level 7. That's just better than Kaylee's axe. So I like that pickup from both runners. They need to gain 1 level, and then they'll have access to be able to just arrow. We see a 3 and a 5, both cold battle tiles. I'm curious if anyone opts to take that on to buy some early seeds. Since Fireberg is right there, I would probably have my eyes on the 3 stack and just see kind of what's going on with that. But looks like farfelu diving into Lava Dome immediately, and dinonautdad checking out those green battlefields. Looks like they are going to opt to go into Pazuzu's tower first, though.
It's kind of interesting with Lava Dome. It's 2 large dungeons. Lava Dome has more checks. Pazuzu's is a maze. You kind of have to remember how to get out with no exit. We're finding all sorts of stuff. We got Mobius Crest. We had a sword, or Libra Crest, not Mobius. Venus Shield
is nice for paralysis resist. Steel Shield not as nice because Venus Shield already does it. And that Wake Water could be really nice. Looks like we are already blocked in Lava Dome, though, on farfelu side, at least down that route. I think it was a dead end, so we're going to be doubling back through the other portion of this dungeon to pick up that one red box. And then I think we're back in the main area. Or maybe not, because there's 3 enemies, I think, we have to go through to get there. Just 2. This Pazuzu's Tower doesn't seem too bad on the layout, though. It looks like most of the big checks are kind of put together, and there's life in Pazuzu's Tower. Where have we seen that before in the last 24 hours? Like a lot?
I have no idea what you're talking about. No idea.
And we see a little bit of a difference in technique here already. Farfelu is opting for arrow as much as possible, just to clear these early encounters and just do this with speed since we don't have bombs or anything like that. And dinonautdad is being a little bit more, I guess, calculated, maybe trying to save those arrows for something else. And going through doing physical attacks. I hate physical attacks at early levels because I just miss all over the place. But I can see it if you want to conserve those arrows. We do see the Hydra room right away. We will not see a fight of the Hydra, nor will we see any red boxes in here, sadly.
Yeah, no red boxes. It is kind of interesting. We had those 2 battlefields, and we had the 5 that's going to take a long time to finish, and the 3 isn't so bad depending on what rolled there. It's interesting that we didn't see either runner take that with Firebird right there. You're in the first area. All of these dungeons, even though we're looking at Pazuzu's and Lava Dome with the settings, you're going to see essentially settings or monsters from Foresta. So a multi-target arrow is probably killing everything in here, and you don't have to worry about it. So you could be getting through these dungeons significantly faster. You'd have seeds to just get your charges back. So it is kind of interesting that was the decision on both runners' part.
Well, and even if you only get, let's say, the bare minimum, which is 150 from that 3-stack tile, you can still dupe all the seeds if you want to like run away from combats in here, or do whatever you need to do to dupe them. You probably dupe like 6 seeds, and you're done with needing seeds for the rest of the game because Phoebe's arrow is going to carry a large portion of this seed. We see Cupid Locket as well popping out. So we have Venus Shield, Cupid Locket. We don't have Stone Resist, but we resist basically everything else coming out of Lava Dome status-wise. So that's pretty huge, honestly, on Farfelu's side. So I do hope for dinonautdad's side, they do go in there because that's a lot of status resist. Life does help a little bit with that, but you just want that hard resist if you can get it.
Yeah, I mean, it might have to, just depending on what's here. Like, okay, there's bombs, so that's even more unfortunate we found bombs here, because now Farfelu does have to come in here, is going to be able to do anything that's not behind Dragonclaw. And there's meteors, so you've got your damage on Ben at this point.
But the interesting thing also is we're yet to find a coin, which means that our progression is either going to be locked behind a bomb door. Okay, well, just kidding. Or it's just going to be in a box in Lava Dome. And we won't have to worry about that. So never mind me.
Yeah, it was kind of interesting to see if we didn't see a coin on either side, to see if Farfelu decided to dive into Pazuzu's Tower or make the decision, because I don't think anybody actually checked what the crest in Fireberg was.
They did not.
Vendor, to see if that is Libra, because we do have experts logic on. It very well could have been the logic to go somewhere was, here's your Libra crest, use the ward.
I do like this peek early from dinonautdad. You get to see this one chest. It is not red, surprisingly, given that it's Sphere 0 and needs no weapon to get to.
And it's such a quick check as well. Like, it's not like you're spending a minute to check one box. It's like 15 seconds in and out. If you don't have to look, if you don't have to grab it. We're getting some seeds. Yeah, we just bought all the seeds.
Yeah, that's enough for the rest of the game, especially with only 17.
Yeah. I mean, especially since, Ben's going to be the only one casting wizard spells realistically until we get to essentially end game. One thing to note, though, we'll see how it plays on later if Farfelu decides not to dive into Pazuzu's Tower, that lack of life spell.
Yeah, I mean, not going into Pazuzu's tower is kind of, I don't want to say a new meta, but it's definitely something that I know that I've been trying to fade. I know that a lot of us have been trying to get it out of our system because, honestly, Hatox said that was something they have been fading. And Hatox's times and the qualifiers and everything else have been absurd and obscene. So, there's got to be some merit to it if the person putting up the best times is, or, one of the people putting up the best times is saying that. So to me, it's, it's a thing that, okay, I'll consider it.
I feel like that's especially true when you're looking at these low shard counts, because it's one thing when you're looking at 29, 32, it's just there's a good chance you're probably going to need to go almost everywhere in the sea to get your fragments. When you're at 17, there's no way you're needing to go anywhere. And Pazuzu's tower is just, it's a slog to go through. There are a lot of thin passages that you're going to have to get into fights if they're there. There's a lot of just staircases that are just a waste of time. And then if you don't have exit, it can take a long time, potentially, to get out as well.
Yeah, so we do pick up both Meteor and Life on dinonautdad's side, which are honestly the two spells that we kind of hope for. Right, Life is the defensive spell we need, especially with suspect companions, and Meteor is the offensive spell that we need in order to damage Dark King. So this is quite interesting as far as a potential advantage for dinonautdad. It might be a little bit behind on direct progression, but is ahead on the ability to actually clear endgame content. And we see something that you will probably not see too often in this flag set. A runner voluntarily taking Ruben, as Farfelu has found their Ruben and has acquired and taken them into the party.
I don't know if I would consider that voluntary at this point. I feel like there's almost the seed is holding a gun to your head saying, take Ruben. We're not really giving you much of a choice.
Could always take Ruben later. He doesn't get Meteor till 19. What is he actually doing right now? That Phoebe is better for 7 more levels. But I absolutely get it as well. Ruben can do more physical damage. He does technically have arrow as well. His arrow is not quite what Phoebe's is, but it'll do, I suppose. Yeah,
it's going to be interesting because, like you said, the Pazuzu's was kind of a wash when you look at progression. Life and Meteor, though, as we've said, being there, those are pretty important in this case. We know, Life isn't going to be anywhere else, and if Farfelu doesn't find a wizard spell, and it's is Ruben, then Ruben's going to have to be your only life caster, plus your damage against Dark King. That is going to be a slog of a fight. And
yeah.
And that's assuming Dark King doesn't roll anything terrible, because Ruben doesn't really have resistances that aren't fire, and he's slow, so Dark King's probably going to outspeed him most of the time. It's just, it gets to be one of those question marks, whereas dinonautdad could be like, hey, Ben's going to do my damage, I'm going to grab, say, Tristram or Phoebe with, Tristram's speed, or Phoebe just having carry me, I can full heal the party every turn as long as somebody doesn't die.
Yeah, thankfully Meteor was in Lava Dome, not Pazuzu's tower, though, so we're good there. Thankfully, for our runner's sake. So, for Farfelu, we're doubling up on Meteor right now, which is good. We also are, I believe, in possession of all coins on Farfelu's side. I think we picked up a river coin in here as well. So that gives us everything in the way of zone access, and we have the Wakewater, so unless Aquaria is buried behind the Wakewater, which we know it's not, since we've already seen it, we have access to everything for our runners, which is really nice on a seed like this, where you are going to have very quick progression and a low shard count. We're going to have access to everything. We also have a sword. We don't have a claw, so our runners would definitely like a claw at some point. But we're starting to put together some decent defenses as well with that Apollo helm. That's fire resist, which could be very relevant to go with our status protections as well.
Agreed.
So with what we have, Link-a-Lot, where would you be looking to go? Obviously Bone Dungeon is probably a destination on dinonautdad's side, but for Farfelu, No claw means that most of our other big dungeons get a little awkward. Would you see Farfelu potentially doubling back to Pazuzu's, or would you see him going somewhere else?
I don't see Pazuzu because, like, you skipped it already, and a regular claw is not going to do anything. You need Dragon Claw realistically. So, going all the way back to Pazuzu's when you really haven't found anything that unlocks it. Okay, and then there's Dragon Claw. So that just got thrown out the window. Pazuzu maybe, but now with the claw and everything like that, I'm looking at where's Ice Pyramid.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
plain and simple. Especially like his fragment count's already at 9. He's over halfway. Ice Pyramid. There's a lot of boxes in Ice Pyramid.
30 or 31, yeah, it's a ton. We'll see if we get a little map check here. Looks like we're just running through, but yeah, it is 9-6 on fragments right now. We now have extra fire resistance. That's not how the game works, kids, so that's just a joke.
Unfortunately.
Oh, there's Ice Pyramid.
Yeah, and there's Ice Pyramids right there, so it's just like that's even more of a... I've like the top choices on my list right now, considering we've already done Lava Dome, we've done Bone Dungeon, Where's a Live Forest,
yeah,
and Ice Pyramid. Those would be my plays right now.
And based on the relative lack of anything relevant in Fireberg, if we don't get to 17 fragments here, I think we go over to Fireberg because it looked like there were a couple of blue not battlefields, but blue circles. And those blue circles could represent that Alive Forest. So I definitely think that would be our next destination.
It makes most sense. I mean, you can check some other things here and there. Like if you run into Level Forest is really quick for the 5 boxes that are there. Even something like Rope Bridge isn't too bad for a couple checks. When you're only looking for a couple shards, it's like starting to like skip boxes and stuff like that, that's not really what you want to do.
Yeah. Yeah, because you really don't want to get hung up at like 16 shards at the 19-minute mark, and then don't get your 17th shard until the 24th minute because you just can't find one more.
Yep. Because you've just been like fading and check here, fading and check there. It's like, well, I've mixed a lot, and we're at 13 fragments though, and we haven't really even hit the big areas of where the most chests are in Ice Pyramid though. And I've already seen like 2 red boxes already. It would not surprise me if we are running out of here with 17. It's just, at that point, it's like, are you taking levels? Are you going to go look for more equipment? How do you feel about going up the tower or Doom Castle with what you have right now?
I would feel fine with the refights just simply based on scamming them with a Dragon Claw, but Dark King would still be so suspect. I know we have double Meteor and we have life on Ruben, but this is a weird situation where, like, if Dark King goes sideways, it might only take one wipe for dinonautdad to claw back to where Farfelu would be on shard count, and that's basically the difference of the Pazuzu climb, and dinonautdad would have life on his Benjamin. Like, this, while seeming to be Farfelu ahead at this moment, this is potentially a very, very suspect climb. Up Dark King's tower and to Dark King itself, based on what we're working with here. And we kind of thought that might be the case.
Yeah, just the partners being what they are, it's just kind of, what... I mean, it could be he decides not to go with Ruben either. It could be, I'm going to switch over, like I said, switch over to Tristram or Phoebe to be the medic, essentially. And Ben's just going to do all your damage. It could be that's a play as well.
Yeah, and in that case, like, I think you have to go Tristan because Phoebe doesn't really help a ton until you get to level 23 when she picks up her extra resist. But I believe Tristan resists instant death from the jump, which gives you another added layer of protection in what is a very unprotected party.
Yeah, the nice thing that Phoebe has over Tristram is Tristram only has life. He does have speed, so should be outspeeding any boss. Phoebe with Cure will be doing a full heal. So as long as you're not seeing a lot of status effects or insta kills, or just enough too much damage that's just immediately wrecking the party. It might be a slow slog of a fight, but Phoebe might just get you through it because, like, hey, you can't do enough damage to kill me, so I'm going to kill you. It's just how long is it going to take me to kill you?
Yeah. Now, this is very interesting from farfelu. You'd think, oh, it's the drop-down room, right? We're just going to go straight into the drop-down room. No. This tells me farfelu is not comfortable with what they have right now. Because normally you would just jump into that drop-down room, you would grab whatever you can, you'd get your shard count, you'd go to Dark King. Going up and taking this walk and getting these extra boxes tells me that farfelu is not comfortable with what is in front of them right now. That they do not like their level of resources, which they're going to be opening some extra stuff that I think when dinonautdad gets here into Ice Pyramid, should they go this route, they are going to, I think, be singing a different tune because of that life spell. And so that Pazuzu's Tower difference, while it may have hurt time-wise early on, I think is going to continue to help dinonautdad long run because life was there. I know we keep beating that horse to death a little bit, but it's such a game-breaking thing.
Yeah, for those that haven't played Mystic Quest, life is like there's other white magic spells, like we have Exit, that's the other like MVP of magic. But Cure and Heal, once you have life, you don't really care. Life is just, it's a full heal, it's a full status, it's essentially a castable elixir. Minus you don't get your MP back. And it's such, when we're playing on these seeds, especially when we've been going into Doom Castle, typically a lot lower level than what you're used to seeing. Life is huge. Fox is here.
Right.
There's 17.
Nice mirror. Oh, okay. That Aegis Shield is super helpful, though.
Yeah. But yeah, now the question is farfelu comfortable enough with equipment to, I would guess, is going to take some levels. I've seen some low level, or you heard of some low level dives, but no life at level 12 going in here. You might get through those refights just because of Dragonclaw, but Dark King, unless Dark King just rolled nothing, that's gonna be a terrible fight.
Alright, we're up to 14 shards on dinonautdad's side. We have the 17 on farfelu's side. It looks like we are going for a little bit of a grind here. We do get a 5 of 5 Windia. I wonder if we take all of these or if we just do a couple.
Also, it's going to depend on how long it takes, too, because they're going to be... I mean, I guess once Ruben gets one more level, he'll have Meteor as well, so that should help this.
True.
They have Corrode Gas, though.
Yeah, but Ruben dodged it. So
yeah, Ruben doesn't have Meteor yet, though, so it doesn't really matter.
Alright, I think farfelu is going to go for it, so we're probably looking at... what, level... by the end of this, 15? No, probably level 16 on the main character. And 21 on the partner. That's not unreasonable. We don't have life on Benjamin, but we do have double Meteor. So the damage is going to be there.
Yeah, Ruben's going to be... If that's the case, Ruben's going to be at 920 health. That's asking for a lot. Hopefully Dark King doesn't have anything bad, because it feels like if Dark King just has like 1 or 2 bad abilities, like...
Yeah.
You're just praying to RNG that you get through that fight.
I do like the single target arrow here.
Yep. Should. No,
Oh.
They rolled. That's like, they rolled. Okay. They rolled very high on their HP. Never mind.
Oh, one shot, one kill. Dragonclaw doing work already. And let's see if we are so fortunate on the Stone Golem as well, because I think the plan here is just, yeah, it looks like it's just Dragonclaw everything. Which...
I would guess that's the play.
makes sense.
It does, I mean...
Ooh.
Unless that happens. Thankfully woke up right away.
Yeah, no exit means we just have to hope that the D-Claw actually hits. Yeah, and we're actually going into this on Farflu's side. We're just going Dragonclaw defend. Not even trying to cast spells, and we do get the proc there as well. So far we are 2 procs out of 3 attacks, I believe.
Yep.
So we have that beautiful Silence to Stone, which can hit every boss on the climb here.
With the exception of Dark King.
Correct.
No, it works on Hydra as well, as you just saw.
Yep.
No
It's
no
all
boss. Yeah, no boss. There's very few things that are resistant to silence.
It's only Medusa and Jin, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, it sounds right.
Yeah, when it rolls Silence to Stone, you throw your hands up, you do a happy dance, you celebrate. Especially in a seed like this where your offense is otherwise limited. And we're just gonna first turn bait. I think that was 4 out of 5 procs on Farfelu's side as well. That is unreasonably lucky. I commend your RNG, Farfelu.
And I feel like the only reason that it wasn't a 4 for 4 at this point is, well, I guess no, we didn't. Yeah, Stone Golem did sleep, and then we missed the proc, so it was a 3-turn there, but.
And going in without even saving as well. So Farfelu is full committed here. So, well, Meteor, here we go.
Yeah, I feel like, I mean, that's not much else you can do there.
Dash only doing 381 means that this is not all that thick of a Dark King, I don't believe, because I think Dash is HP based. And it can do up to like 480 to 500, I want to say.
We will see. We gotta worry about the moveset now, though. We're not worried about that one. 241, that's simple.
Yeah, we do see 18 shards on dinonautdad's side. So is going to be making their way as well. We'll see if they know about the Silence to Stone technique or not. That Farfelu so expertly showed us. And yeah, we are already on to the 3rd phase of Dark King. Just how fast is Farfelu looking to get through this one?
That was double hit, so that's not that scary of a move.
Yeah, definitely taking it a little safe, making sure people are kind of healed up. But yeah, double hit, not really that terrifying. Dinonautdad looking for a little bit more XP from somewhere. Only level 10 on the main, 15 on the companion. 497, so if that move were to crit, Ruben would go. So we just have to hope that no big physical crits on Ruben.
Was that 3 hits? I didn't see what. I just saw it hit 3 times.
Yeah, we do see Save the Queen strats here with Ruben being the queen this time around. Ooh, 557. All right, so this phase does have a couple of big physicals to it. Drain also is a big critical chance move. So this is a little bit spooky. A rogue critical hit on Ruben is really what we need to watch out for.
Yeah, and I think 3 of those moves that we've seen, like 3 of the 5, they will kill Ruben with the crit as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So Triple Fang, that's... So yeah, there's like 2 that you're not worried about.
Yeah.
Yeah, rolled low on speed because Ruben's been out. That's another big thing. Like Ruben's been outspeeding a lot, which Ruben at level 21 outspeeding is not something you typically hear very often.
No, you're more likely to see, I don't know, like an actual potato rolling down a very, not a non-steep incline, if you will, or decline, going faster than Ruben. He just doesn't have speed. That was scary though.
He did defend. With, he
Yeah.
defend with Ben, so it wasn't scary. But yeah, it's just like Dark King just really didn't have anything. It's a rogue crit, and at this point, you just kind of hope.
Now we do see Flare on Rope Bridge on dinonautdad's side, but that's not going to do it in order to catch them up to Farfelu, who is into tier 4 here of Dark King.
Yeah, probably has like 1 or 2 more meteors too. Like, yep.
There it is. Okay.
So 27:35.
That's fast, like a lot.
I mean, yeah. I mean, with 17, with 17, it's like looking at the partners. Like you were like, it was one of those things. Like you were making gambles because if Dark King rolled anything bad at all, realistically, that I don't know if you get through that fight at that level. Like if it rolls,
agreed.
There were no status effects. That was the big thing. We didn't see any status effects on phase 3 and 4. There was no multi-target abilities. That would have been the other scary thing if we would have seen like Mega White, Sky Attack, anything that hit both party members. Dark King had no teeth. Essentially that's what it was. It's just like, okay, you can get through. It's no big deal.
And good thing for our runners, because that was not great for partners, but very nice of DK to just not do anything. So yeah, GG's to Farfelu. The second game is going to be coming up in about 30 minutes time once we get live with it. So we'll go get all that set up and we'll rejoin y'all. Linkalot, are we bringing anyone in for interviews in between?
I mean, I can ask them to see if they want to, or what is the case. Let me see.
I don't remember protocol on that.
Depends, because like I don't know if they want to just do the seed right away too. They might just want to get going on the next one.
Let us find out live. Oh, looks like they have the next room already set up.
Looks like dinonautdad is in, and they might not be paying attention. Do you? I guess if you want to ask if you're in that one, because I'm not in the second race room. Yeah, I'm not getting a response in this one. They might both be in that other race room, it looks like.
Yeah, they've already been asked. We've got one yes and waiting on a second to see if they want to go immediately. So it might be half an hour from now. It might be like 15 minutes from now. Stay tuned, folks. We did get a forfeit from dinonautdad there. I don't know if we called that out. Certainly understandable, not even being on the climb yet. Not wanting to, commit any more time than is necessary. So definitely understandable.
Yeah, especially when you're doing a back-to-back. Maybe one thing if, this was the only race, you just want to finish it to see. But
Of course.
when you're doing a back-to-back, it's just like, all right, let's just end this one. We'll go ahead and get the next one going and see what happens. All right, looking at the race room, it looks like they're going to be going right away on the second one. So we're just waiting on a seed.
All right. The next seed for these two wonderful runners has been rolled.
Let's find out what kind of stuff he rolled.
All right. Well, they have the illusion of choice again.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Kaylee.
Yeah.
Kaylee sticks out right away immediately. Like, all right, Meteor off the jump, gets Flare later. The only problem is, well, Meteor will work. No. Yeah, Meteor will work against Dark King.
Yeah. Fire will not.
Yeah, Fire will not.
Sadly.
So Flare, not such a big deal. Because, yeah, Tristram doesn't have anything. Ruben doesn't have anything. The only other thing to note, but I doubt we're grabbing Phoebe for that, because she won't get it till year 16 is Exit. That's 21, but I don't see that. So I see you grabbing Kaylee and probably sticking with Kaylee for the rest of the game.
Yep, I would agree with that. The alternative is Phoebe, I think, and that is only if we don't see Kaylee. So
Yeah,
that's kind of going to be where we're at. I should probably post the hash to make sure that everyone agrees.
Got a delay here, so it's going to be 10. Well, they haven't started just yet. So we'll probably get them going, take a quick break. Will the delay catch us up and come back a few minutes before they start? And then we'll get into game 2.